Alright, what is going on, everybody? DMV Air 8 back in the building with yet another video where today is the day where I finally make my week 1 predictions. The NFL season is near. I can definitely taste it. I am fired up. I am definitely ready to go. Now, technically, I would definitely make my pregame spiel anytime soon, but due to the fact that I'm still focusing on what's going on with the Orioles, the Ravens pregame spiel will have to wait until Saturday. As long as, I continue to do what I got to do for my schoolwork and something like that, you'll definitely see that pregame spiel drop on Saturday. So, once again, please bear with me as I'm still busy at work and doing what I do as usual. But right here, I have my list of the teams that are going to play this week. And of course, I'm going to go over these picks right here with you guys right now. And yes, we got some games that are very interesting for week 1. This is a great way to start the season, guarantee you. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. So, starting off, for week 1, opening night, Thursday Night Football tomorrow. We got the Super Bowl champion, Kansas City Chiefs, at Arrowhead, getting ready to hoist the banner, going up against the Detroit Lions. Looking at this matchup here, this should be a very interesting matchup. The Lions are coming off a season which they have absolutely improved, and they are looking to be a contender going into the season, aiming for that NFC North title and a playoff spot for the first time since like 2016 or so. It's been a while since they made the postseason. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, I heard about the Travis Kelce news. He's questionable for tomorrow night's game. Chris Jones is trying to hold out, but he wants to play Thursday Night Football. He could play. He just wants to get a deal done. The thing about the Chiefs, no matter what happens, no matter how big their situations are, they still find ways to win football games. Patrick Mahomes is just Patrick Mahomes. He's just going to find ways to win games, and every year he will play well and he will go beyond his prime. So, without further ado, I'm going to take the Chiefs to win this game. I'll give a final score here in this one. This should be an offensive game. I'm going to go with a score of 31-27. So, I have the Kansas City Chiefs pulling off that close victory against the Detroit Lions, which will play their hearts out in Arrowhead. Now, let's transition to the 1 o'clock games. Start off with my team right here, the Ravens. Home opener against the Houston Texans. I'm not going to waste any time on that one because I already know who I'm picking right here. Obviously, I'm picking the Ravens, especially getting Lamar, his contract extension going into the offseason. Huge deal for us. And then getting Odell Beckham Jr. to improve that receiving core. Zay Flowers, Nelson Aguilar. This receiving core is going to be very well improved from my end. And that defense is going to hopefully look like the defense from last year with Roquan Smith, Patrick Queen, Justin Mata, BK, Michael Pierce, Marcus Williams in that secondary. Hopefully they provide enough support to fill in for Marlon Humphrey, which I'm not sure when he's going to be back, but I'm just hopeful that that secondary will definitely hold out for him. But obviously, I got confidence that we can start the season off right, as we always do, or mostly do, over the Houston Texans, which they're trying to rebuild with C.J. Stroud. But what I want to see in this game is David Ojabo sack him. That will definitely give me a flashbacks of the Michigan-Ohio State matchup. So that's what I'd like to see in this game. Next up, We got the Cardinals taking on the Commanders in FedEx Field. I'm going to take the Commanders in this game. Not only that I do not like how Arizona's situation is turned out, but it's just that Kyler Murray, they can't keep him healthy. And even though they named him the captain, I'm not sure if he's going to really start this game right here. They may start a backup quarterback in Josh Dobbs. I don't know. Either way, I see the Commanders pulling this off. Especially with this franchise moving forward, there's some enlightenment in the fan base. There's new hope in DC. And I definitely was impressed with the new ownership moving forward. And hopefully this success continues to expand for years to come. But I got the Commanders in this one. Next up, we got the Buccaneers taking on the Vikings in Minnesota. I'm going to take the Minnesota Vikings, pulling out the victory against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, considering the fact of how Tampa Bay looks. That O-line. No Ryan Jensen, once again, is a big concern for Baker Mayfield and his offense. Defense ain't special. Kirk Cousins, on the other hand, is going to be inconsistent, but his offense will find ways to make plays without Adam Thielen and Dalvin Cook. They still got Justin Jefferson, which is going to be dynamic throughout the season. And, he'll continue to progress moving forward. The Vikings defense is going to do what they need to do to stop Baker Mayfield and the Bucs. So, I got Minnesota winning this one. Next up, we got a really interesting AFC North battle in this one. We got the Bengals taking on the Browns in Cleveland. Now, assuming that Joe Burrow is going to be back in this game, I'm going to definitely pick the Cincinnati Bengals to beat the Cleveland Browns. Depending on what Deshaun Watson does, if he improves, great. But if not, so be it. I just believe that Joe Burrow is going to be the better quarterback in this matchup. Defense, they're going to try to play lights out like they did last year. I mean, it was not the best defense last year, but they definitely made some flashes moving forward into the 2022 season. And yes, spend over $100 million to improve Joe Burrow's offensive line. So, I'm definitely going with the Cincinnati Bengals in this one, because I have no trust in Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns. Next up, we got the Carolina Panthers taking on the Atlanta Falcons. This is going to be a boring game, no matter what. Especially looking at that NFC South. Yeah, it's a trash division, but I have to pick a winner in this one. And I'm going to go with a long shot. The Falcons are a 3.5-point favorite in this matchup, but I'm going to take the Panthers this one. I want to see how Bryce Young does in his season debut. I believe the Panthers can develop him to his finest and hopefully give him the confidence to win ball games in the near future. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, Desmond Ritter's the quarterback. I don't know what he's going to do. Defense is too inconsistent. But they do have Kyle Pitts, which he can make plays downfield. That's what I'm looking forward to in this Falcon squad. But I don't know about this game. It's not going to be a game that I'm going to watch all day. But if I had to pick a winner, I'll just go with Bryce Young. And let's see how he does in this one. But I got the Panthers this one. Next up, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Indianapolis Colts in Indy. Yeah, I got Jacksonville winning on the road. They can snap the streak of losing games in Indianapolis. Not only do the Colts definitely look like a rebuilding team with Anthony Richardson, but I think Trevor Lawrence is going to ball out in this one. Right here, this season, and I definitely have the Jaguars winning the AFC South in this one. So the Jaguars are looking to dominate, and I definitely do think that they'll shred the Colts defense into pieces. Speaking of the Colts, Jonathan Taylor's situation, not liking what I'm seeing right there, and their offense is going to turn out to be suspicious. So I got the Jaguars winning. Next up, we got the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, I got San Francisco winning that one. That defense looks ferocious right there. They are going to make Kenny Pickett's life a misery in this one. I hate to say this, but Kenny Pickett's going to be thrown into the wolves right here. I know he's trying to learn, still trying to develop, But hey, he's going to be no match for that Niners defense right there. Led by Joey Bosa, who got his extension done, by the way, in case you're wondering. And Brock Purdy, he had a great season last year up until that NFC Championship game where he did get hurt and then had to play through that injury. But he's going to come back strong and healthy with a offensive line that's going to try to be better blocking. And more importantly, that they could get the run game going with Deebo Samuel and Mitchell on them. So I got San Francisco win this one. Next up, we got the Titans versus the Saints in New Orleans. Yeah, I'm going to take the Saints in this one. We got Ryan Tannehill, which, oh boy, he's part of that injured-riddled Titans team last year, which they had their season came down crashing right there, y'all. Derrick Henry, he also couldn't stay healthy for majority of the season last year because, again, the Titans were dealing with so many injuries. Meanwhile, the Saints, they're going to be led by Derek Carr, who's going to give them the proper leadership like Drew Brees did over the years. So with that being said, I'm going to take the New Orleans Saints. Despite no Alvin Kamara in this matchup, Derek Carr is going to give them the leadership that they need. So I'm going to go with the Saints in this one. Now let's move on to the 425 games, which these games, most of them look interesting, some somewhat interesting. Looking at this game between the Raiders and the Broncos in the altitude. Jimmy Garoppolo is a guy that I absolutely do not trust when it comes to him in other teams, having him as a starter. I mean, if the Raiders win this matchup, I will not put it on Jimmy Garoppolo. If the Raiders win this matchup, it's not going to be because of Jimmy Garoppolo. Just like we did in San Francisco, the Niners were not winning games because of Jimmy Garoppolo. It's because of their other main weapons. So I have no trust when it comes to Jimmy Garoppolo playing as a starter. He is going to play with, aerodynamic Devontae Adams that can soar on both sides, on both ends of the field. But on the other side, defensively is what I'm looking for both teams. Both teams have great defenses that can absolutely get to the quarterback. Russell Wilson and Sean Payton, on the other hand, they're trying to improve this Broncos offense. I know it's a talented offense when you look at the receivers, their tight ends or so. And the run game, too, with Javonte Williams. So I would say this game will end 17-14. That's my final score that I'm going to go with. I'm going to give the edge to Russell Wilson this one. He has got to improve coming off of last year's miserable season for the Denver Broncos. And I think Sean Payton will give him some very helpful tips moving into the 2023 season. So I'm going to give the edge to Denver. Las Vegas could keep it competitive, but I'm not expecting a whole lot from this game. Next up, we got the Eagles taking on the Patriots in Foxborough. I'm going to take the Eagles in this one. Mac Jones is going to get thrown into the wolves by Eagles defense that looks ferocious. He does have a couple weapons that he picked up in the offseason, but Bill Belichick's not going to keep up with Nick Sirianni's Eagles in this one. Jalen Hurts is going to have yet another great season like he did last year, making the Super Bowl, obviously claiming the 1 seed in the NFC, and they're arguably the best team in the NFC moving forward. So I got the Eagles in this one no matter what, because New England's offense is just going to come up flat right here. I mean, they're going to try to do what they got to do to put up points on the board, but defense is going to be inconsistent for Jalen Hurts and the offense that can just cook you on all cylinders. So I got Philly winning this one. Next up, we got Green Bay taking on Chicago. Battle of the young QBs, Jordan Love and Justin Fields. Yeah, this is a game that I'm not expecting too much of because Aaron Rodgers is no longer with the Green Bay Packers. But this is a perfect situation for Jordan Love to step in. But if I had to give the edge to one young quarterback, I'm going to definitely give it to Justin Fields. I believe he'll run the ball more than Jordan Love will do, because Jordan Love, going against the Bears defense, I think he's going to scramble more than running the football. Justin Fields, all he can do is just run the football, not just throwing. He's going to do what he does best in running the football. And I believe that Bears defense will do whatever they can to stop Jordan Love's passing game. But this is a game I'm not expecting too much of. But if I had to go pick who's going to go 1-0, I'm going to give the slight edge to Chicago in this one. Next up, we got the Dolphins taking on the Chargers. That's an interesting game right there. Tua against Justin Herbert. What I'm concerned about is how the Dolphins are going to protect Tua Tagovailoa. Yes, I understand the injuries of last year. He suffered concussions. 3 of them, matter of fact. That's what I'm concerned about. If they protect Tua, he can give it to his top receivers, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. The biggest concern is how they're going to protect Tua. If they do not protect him, I will be very concerned for how the Dolphins' offense is going to operate without him. I mean, Skylar Thompson, he could be the big backup quarterback for the Dolphins because he played well in last year's playoff game against the Buffalo Bills. But they really rely on Tua. And what makes matters worse is the defense without Jalen Ramsey, who was going to be a top, corner for that Dolphins defense. He really means a lot. And he'll be out for 6 weeks or so because of the injury that he dealt with during training camp. So, without further ado, I'm going to take the LA Chargers to edge the Dolphins 27-21. This should be a close game, but Justin Herbert, I will definitely give him the edge on this matchup in LA. Next up, we got the Rams taking on the Seahawks. This is not going to be a close game. I'm not going to waste any time on that one. I'm going to go with the Seahawks destroying the Rams because not only did the Rams lose Cooper Kupp because of a hamstring injury, he will not be able to play. But this defense, they disappointed Bobby Wagner big time, and that's why he's now back in Seattle, playing with his former team, the Legion of Boom. That defense, Aaron Donald's going to do Aaron Donald things, but it's just him by himself. That's going to be nothing. And obviously they did get rid of Jalen Ramsey. On the other hand, this defense is not going to be that special at all. And Matthew Stafford's going to play inconsistent, and he's definitely revisiting those times back in Detroit. He's going to play Detroit Lion-like, to my end. Yeah, the Rams are just going to be inconsistent in that game. I'm definitely going with Geno Smith all the way, and Seattle's defense is going to try and improve as well. So I got Seahawks winning this one. Now, on to Sunday Night Football. An NFC East matchup in MetLife Stadium. We got the Cowboys taking on the Giants. Yeah, if I had to pick one, I'll take the Cowboys to roll over the Giants because I do not like how the Giants put themselves in this situation. Yes, they did get a deal done with Saquon Barkley, but that defense, not going to be special once again. And offensively, Daniel Jones is going to struggle against the Cowboys defense. Micah Parsons and Trayvon Diggs, they're going to get you on all cylinders right there. And Dak Prescott, looking to improve. Coming off last year's disappointing season. And they're just trying to get over the hump. Right here, trying to go on a run that will make it promising for their fan base. Who knows? Maybe they'll come down crushing. But it's a brand new season, so we'll just have to wait and see. But I'll take the Cowboys in this one to roll over the New York Giants. And the Giants will certainly fall flat on their face moving forward to Sunday Night Football. Last but not least, the game that everyone is certainly looking forward to. On 9/11 Day 2, historic day, Monday Night Football on ESPN in MetLife Stadium. An AFC East matchup that consists of two teams in content for the division and for a playoff spot as well. We got, in this corner right here, the Buffalo Bills, and led by Josh Allen, And in this corner right here, the New York Jets, led by their quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. This is going to be a heavyweight fight to the bitter end, and one team will walk out with a 1-0 record. The other one will walk out in bitter disappointment. I definitely do think that this is going to be a high-scoring game on 9/11 day, and both teams offensively will play so well in this one. Now, if you look on both sides, the Bills, they're coming off of last year's disappointing loss in the postseason against the Bengals. They're trying to bounce back. Josh Allen's going to try to play an MVP type of a year. And that defense was definitely disappointing in that playoff game too, especially without Von Miller, which he's still recovering from his ACL injury. So they're looking forward to get him back. Meanwhile, on the Jets side of things, they feel like they finally found the missing piece of the puzzle in getting Aaron Rodgers from the Green Bay Packers so that he can give them leadership in this Jets offense. The defense, on the other hand, is super young, and they will definitely keep on improving every day. Now, this is where you guys are going to be hyping on me. I'm going to go bold in this one. Taking the long shot. I'm going with the side of the underdog. Because in this matchup, I feel like the Bills are going to be the better team in this one. But for me, I'm going to go big right here because I do not see a sweep at all this year between both of these teams. I see these teams getting one win against each other right here. And in this matchup right here, I'm picking the New York Jets to win this one. 34-31 final score. This is a very bold pick, but I guarantee you guys, once these two teams meet again in Buffalo, the Bills will win that one. But at this time, in MetLife, the home of the New York Jets and the Giants, but in a Jets home game, the New York Jets are trying to impress their crowd, especially last year where they did beat Josh Allen and the Bills. Somewhere in the middle of the season, they did pull off the upset against Josh Allen because Josh Allen was turning the ball over too much. So I believe that the Jets defense will find some way to stop Josh Allen at the very last moment, and that Aaron Rodgers will provide that offense that the Jets needed for years and years and years. So yeah, final score 34-31 Jets over the Bills for week 1. And with that being said, these are all my week 1 picks. They're in. And I'll see you guys later for my pregame keys to victory and pregame spiel for the Baltimore Ravens. It's going to be a long season, but I promise you, it will be full of surprises. And with that being said, that's all I got to say. Let's get it.